And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson, and back with MLB The Show 22 Custom League, and we're back in the playoffs here in Year 2. The National League Division Series beginning between the Salt Lake City Bees and the Columbus Cardinals. Now you see the pitching matchup into this game going into it, Flaherty and Eovaldi. And here we go with the NLDS. Getting started. It's been a little bit since I've been back on mic here and recording. It took a while for me to edit this video, but it is here, and the National League Division Series is beginning. So, an interesting matchup here between, the Bees, only 84 wins this season, and a team that had to really push in the last couple of months of the year to even get into the playoffs, had a really good last month of the season, but a team that, again, was really kind of out of it for a long time and long portions of this season, but they have really climbed back even after trading away some guys at the trade deadline. Columbus has been pretty good for most of the season. Their offense is strong from top to bottom, although they do have a weakness with their power. They don't have a lot of power right now going into this postseason, but their pitching was fantastic this year. And Nathan Eovaldi was the guy leading the charge in that area. 10-11 record, 3.06 ERA, 185 hits allowed, a 1.112 whip there, 170 strikeouts for him. So very, very good numbers for Eovaldi. He was a great addition, a great signing that this team made going into this season. He came over from the Boston Barons, and a very important player to be at the top of this pitching rotation. We'll also see the Cy Young winner, Hunter Green, on this team as well. And starting off the lineup here and starting off this game is Vito Brujan, who's going to swing and drive this ball into right field. Randy is at the wall, and it's gone! Vito Brujan with a home run, and that's his first of his career. He didn't have any after he was called up in the regular season. How about this? Your first Major League bomb, and it's a 1-0 lead for Salt Lake City. What a swing by Vito Brujan. I mean, a guy that, was traded to this team, was part of the return that this team got, I believe, from the Teoscar Hernandez trade, and he just blasted that one over the wall. That was crazy. And again, didn't have any regular season home runs, and gets his first in the playoffs. I don't know how that, you could probably count on a couple of hands how many times that has happened as we look at the Bees lineup. And, they had a 250 average. It's actually fifth in the National League. But they got Brujan there at the top. Joey Wendell, Ronald Acuna Jr., CJ Cron, Elias Diaz, Luis Torrens, Miguel, and Duhar Jorge Mateo there in the bottom of the lineup. And Ronald Acuna Jr., the offensive powerhouse for this team, at 326 average, a 1.73 OPS with 42 home runs, and the MVP of this regular season in year 2. So definitely, obviously, when you're the MVP, you're a big part of a team's success, and he is the biggest part of this team's success this season, and the biggest part of their push to get here. And he will take ball 4. So Eovaldi is kind of struggling here in this first inning. Didn't give up a lot of home runs in the regular season, and now gives up a walk here. So now it's CJ Cron, and he was very good this season as well, a 261 average with a 792 OPS, 29 home runs, and 89 RBIs. And really, Acuna and Cron, those are the two guys there in the middle of this batting order. Acuna's thrown out at second base, trying to steal it, and I thought he was going to be able to get there. He had a decent jump, and he's got the 90 speed, but he does not get there in time. Chain Link Leaders throws him out and cuts him down at second. But it's really, Acuna and Cron. The middle of the lineup here for this team is just very, very strong, and their pitching was very strong all year as well. Their pitching is probably the biggest reason as to why they got here, though their team is pretty high up there in batting average. I think it's better than I expected their batting average to be. But Vito Brujan, man, what a swing for him, and a home run in the top of the first inning to lead off the game here in the NLDS Game 1. And we go to the bottom half. I don't know why they're not showing you Jack Flaherty's pitching numbers this season, but he was good this year. He was pitching like an ace for this team. Brooke Schnell comes on out, and I like what I saw from him this season for this team at 273. Average, doesn't have really any power to speak of, only had a couple of home runs this season, but I do think that he's a great power, he's a great contact guy, got great vision and discipline there at the plate, walks a lot, and is a perfect prototypical leadoff hitter here, as that's a swing and a miss. And that pitch was there at the knees, but a good location by Flaherty, who's already got a lead to begin this ball game here. And the 1-2 to Schnell was a ground ball. It stopped at second base. Throw to first is in time. Don't quite remember who is at second base for this team, but let's look at this Cardinals starting lineup. They were first in the NL with a 261 team average. You got Schnell there at the top, Duffy, Turner, Randy Rosarena, Garrett Mitchell, Gabriel Torres, Corbin Carroll, Yuli Gurriel, and Shea Langoliers. And Trey Turner, 277 batting average for him this season, 72 RBIs. Did not, only had 15 home runs. His power overall kind of went down. He was a doubles and triples machine, though. He did have a lot of those this season. And, had the stolen bases as well with his speed. But Trey Turner re-signing with this team was huge in the offseason, as that's a strikeout there for Flaherty. That's the first one of the game for either pitcher. But yeah, getting him back and re-signing him was huge in the offseason. That was something that they needed to do, and he was a big part of their team this year. Elias Diaz has 761 OPS this season, had 18 home runs. He ended up having a pretty strong year and is a good catcher there behind the plates, as that's a ground ball for the out, and there's Turner taking care of it. He's got good defense on top of that offense there. Miguel Andujar up here, 14 home runs, 49 RBIs, but below 700 OPS. He was just okay, pretty average to below average this season. That is a four-seam fastball there, top of the zone for a strike. And Evoli's got 2 strikes on Andujar here. And he's going to get a third there. A splitter down, below the knees there and inside. Great off-speed pitch and great location. And a much better second inning there. 1-2-3 frame for Evoli in the second. So bottom 2 here. Still 1-0. And there's Randy Rosarena. 261 average, 23 home runs, 71 RBIs, and 819 OPS. Guy with the most power on this lineup here that is a swing and a miss. Curveball outside of the plate and got Flaherty. Again, he's got some of this off-speed stuff working here early. Both of the off-speed strikeouts that he's got were on beautiful pitches. That one just outside of the strike zone there. And now it's Gabriel Torres. Batted 250 this year, 16 home runs, 67 RBIs, at 706 OPS. He was overall pretty good for this team and near kind of closer to the bottom of the batting order here. And now he's got 2 strikes on him. And I think this is an interesting matchup, just talking about it from that perspective. Here, these are 2 teams that are pretty good in terms of their average for a team. Obviously, Columbus is, the best, have the best average this year. I don't know if they led the majors in that category or not, if there was somebody in the AL who was better in terms of the average than them this season, but they were the best batting average team in the National League. Their bread and butter is getting guys on base, moving them up, scoring them, conventional ways there. DJ Stewart is at the plate, and DJ Stewart had a disappointing season, only batted 232 this year. He was below average for them this season, but he gets a ground ball base hit there into left, and that's a big single for him right there, as a man on first here with 1 away. So a good swing by Stewart, but yeah, these 2 teams, their pitching staffs are both excellent, so that's going to be something to watch out for. We probably will see some low-scoring affairs in this series between these 2, because that's what they're really leaning on is, for Columbus, it's their batting average, and their pitching is really, really good. So like their pitching is their best part of their team as well. And they're going to need their starters to go a long way in these games, because their bullpen was one of the worst in baseball this season. It's the worst bullpen that a team has in this playoff here. But Evolde is struggling to locate here, and he is upset because he's not really pitching the way that he wants to right now. Not locating super well. He's already walked 2 guys in this game. Wendell 3-1 count, fly ball to Rosarena. That's going to be bouncing off the wall, and that is going to bring home a run. Scoring from second base. There's the runner there, and Joey Wendell delivering with a RBI base hit into right, making it 2-0 Salt Lake City. And that was DJ Stewart, I think, who just scored on that hit there. And now it's first and third. Still only 1 out in the inning for the top hitter in Ronald Acuna on this team. And he's going to drive that one off of the wall in right center. Nearly a home run. Going to score 1 run. Wendell up to home plate. And Acuna thrown out at third base there, trying to stretch it into a triple, so they at least get that out there. But 2 more runs come home on a RBI double for Ronald Acuna Jr. And the Bees here taking an early 4-0 advantage. So a couple of extra base hits in this inning, and Evolde just not pitching well. This has not been a good inning for him in particular here. CJ Crone is up now with nobody on, 2 men out in the inning. And he's got a 2-strike count on him here, and he's going to swing and miss. That splitter below the knees. But this is a big inning for Salt Lake City. They get 3 more runs in that frame and are up 4-0 here. And Columbus still without a hit so far through 2 frames. So Corbin Carroll batting at the bottom of the order here, 270 average for him, a 740 OPS, I believe that was what it was there. 9 home runs, so not a ton of power. He did get a lot of doubles this season. He does beat that out, and I mean, that's the biggest part of this game. He's got good defense in the outfield, but he's got excellent speed there at 88 speed, and he can steal bases too. So that is a concern for Salt Lake City here. Here's Yoli Gurriel, 72 average for him, 9 home runs and 50 RBIs. And there's a swing, a ground ball, and they get 1 out here. And now double play not able to be completed there as a throw takes CJ Cron way off the bag. Wendell did not throw that ball very well. Here, actually, it was, I think Vito Bruin is this team's second baseman. And he threw that one away far from the first base bag there. So, still a man on first base. Now 1 out for Shane Langoliers, a 233 average for him. 692 OPS, 9 home runs, and 32 RBIs. 2 guys in a row with 9 homers this year. But Langoliers, you know, called him up for a time in the early part of the season. Did not play very well. Called him back down, but he is now up here starting for this team on their playoff roster. And he's going to swing and miss at that pitch there. Curveball, I mean, a little bit higher in the zone than maybe Flaherty would have wanted, but he gets the strikeout. And, you know, it was outside of the zone either way. But number 4 for Jack Flaherty here in this game. And now Brooks Snell is going to fly this one into the outfield here. And the second baseman is over to make the catch. And that is Bruhan there playing second base. So, end of the 3rd inning. And a hit for Columbus, but no runs still. And, yeah, we're in the 4th inning here. You know, Columbus can get on base, you know, consistently. Can they drive some runners home? And I think their lack of power is going to be a thing that we're going to have to watch for in this series. As here's Elias Diaz. He's going to ground that one back up the middle for a single. And Evolde only had 51 pitches. That's not the concern, but man, I mean, just not pitching well. How much longer do you want him to go in this game? That is the question here. And, you know, 1-0 count to Evolde, as that is a 4-seamer, gets the zone for the strike, and really wanted to see if he can get through at least the 4th inning here before they get to their bullpen. 2-2 pitches, a swing and a miss. Good curveball there. One of the best ones that we've seen from Evolde in this game, and he gets a huge 3rd strikeout right there. I mean, that's just a perfect curveball there, starting middle of the zone and just hightailing it down below the knees there, and that was a good splitter. I mean, I feel like Evolde has just been inconsistent in this game. A couple of his pitches have been very good, and then, you know, he's giving up 4 runs on top of that, and there's a slider at the knees for a strikeout. So, I mean, there's a few pitches there that were really good for Eovaldi. I mean, he's still got that talent, still going to be a guy that, you know, maybe not his most ideal start, but he has the talent to recover, and he gets a couple of big strikeouts there. So 2-2. Count to Trey Turner here, and the offense trying to get something going here. This has been a good first few innings for Flaherty here, and you do not want to walk Trey Turner with his excellent speed. 3-2 count to mere pitch number 50 from Flaherty. It's a fly ball, line drive into left field, and Trey Turner leaves the yard. Line drive, shot 101 off the bat, and Turner with the home run. They get Columbus on the scoreboard here in this game, 4-1. Big time swing from Trey Turner, and this is where the power is going to come from. It's going to come from anyone in this lineup. It's going to come from Turner and Randy Arozarena. Those are the two guys that led this team in home runs this season. There are the two guys that have the most power upside on this lineup here, and Trey Turner supplying it there. That was an ugly swing from Randy Arozarena right there. And I mean, you know, what he's done in the postseason before in his career at certain points, although, you know, last year in real life his postseason wasn't all that amazing, but, you know, in the past and in this franchise right now, you know, past experience for him has been awesome in the postseason. But he gets a strikeout, he strikes out there, and, you know, he swung at that knuckle curveball, couldn't take advantage of a pretty well, you know, pretty right down the middle fastball there, more the top of the zone for the first pitch in that at bat. And that's a pop-up into foul territory. Joey Went, CJ Cron catches that one. I don't know why I thought Joey Went was playing first base there, but it's a catch. And Cardinals are on the board here, getting a home run off of Flaherty, and a 4-1 lead as we go into the 5th inning here of this game. So here's Vidal Brujan, 1-for-1 with that home run in the first inning. He walked his last time up, and an 0-1 to him. That's a swing and a miss there. 68 pitches for Eovaldi, 26 balls to 42 strikes. Good pitch breakdown there. And now we're on 1-2 swings through that four-seamer there. And Eovaldi's got his 5th K of the game. So 1-2 pitch here. That is a, wow, that's a four-seamer that just barely misses. Apparently that was really close. Probably could have and should have called that a strike there. Can Eovaldi get through 5 innings here? That's what he's going for, and he does with a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Beautiful curveball to Wendell. I mean, an unhittable pitch, really. And bottom, I mean, halfway home in this game. Columbus still has a long way to go in this, you know, to come back here, but a couple of good innings there by Eovaldi, and I don't expect him to be pitching in the 6th inning here. But now it's Corbin Carroll. And there's a ball, and no walks yet from Flaherty here, but 3-2 count, as that is a swing and a miss on a four-seamer in the bottom of the zone. And 6 strikeout for Flaherty. He's pitched really, really well besides that home run that he allowed. Shane Langoliers is swinging wildly there. Okay, swing and a miss at a sort of way down in the zone and way early on that pitch as well. 1-2 count now. And he goes back to the slider and couldn't hit it the first time. Can't hit it that time either way. Out in front of it again. And I mean, yeah, you see a batter that confused on a slider, why not go right back to that pitch? And that's 7 Ks for Jack Flaherty in 5 innings. So they do go to the bullpen here in the 6th inning, and they bring out Justin Verlander. I don't know about this choice here. Verlander was a 4.62 ERA pitcher this year with a 1.39 whip. He overall didn't really pitch very well, but we'll see. He does have that playoff experience, I guess. Ronald Acuna Jr. is up. He's got a double and a couple of RBIs in this ballgame so far. And he will swing. He drove that changeup really well, but it goes foul. I mean, a dangerous location to a hitter as deadly as Acuna can be, and he now swings and misses there inside four-seamer at 94 and kind of blew it right by him. A little closer look at that pitch right here, and yeah, Acuna way late on that pitch right there for sure. So, you know, Verlander, I actually don't know whether or not he's going to be on this team. I think he's a free agent, I believe, but, you know, 1 for 2 is Elias Diaz. But just from a pure re-signing perspective, and I don't know if he's going to get signed anywhere else. That's a fly ball. That's into deep left center field. Mitchell is at the wall, and that one is gone. Elias Diaz driving it over the wall. And he gets the run right back that Columbus got in the bottom of the 4th inning there and makes it a 5-1 ball game. So a 4-run lead is back for the Bees and 18 home runs for Diaz in the regular season. And he cranks one out here in this at-bat, his first of the playoffs. So, 383 feet, I believe, was the distance on that one. And that was a huge extra insurance run there. Fly ball, line drive more so. It's caught by Rosarena in the outfield. And Diaz makes it a 4-run lead once again here. 5-1 game. This might be Justin Verlander's last, you know, kind of appearances that we see from him in this series. I mean, that's kind of the point that I was trying to make earlier. I just don't see him really being re-signed anywhere. I mean, at this point, he's like a 68 overall player at 42 or 41 years old or something like that. That's a line drive. Good base hit here by Brooke Schnelling, the 3rd hit of the game for Columbus here. They really have not had a lot of solid contact in this one against Fleury, but you know, if they want to come back in this game at any point here, this is a good inning to do it with the top of your batting order up. And here's Mac Duffy, who had a 287 average this season, but it's 0 for 2 on the day today, a 748.7 OPS for him this year as well. So I believe he is a free agent. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him in this offseason. That's a 4-seamer there that misses. And Fleury is going to get to first base. So a couple of base runners here on. It's the first walk that we've seen from Fleury in this game. And now 2 on with nobody out for Trey Turner. And this is certainly an excellent opportunity right here. Best one that they've had really all game long, as that's a fly ball, but it is right to right field there, and it is caught. So big time out there, and no tag up from second base. So there's one down. Mateo there in right field. And there's a ground ball, and Acrona's got it. Steps on first base for 1 out, but they can't turn the double play there, as Matt Duffy is not going to be tagged down at second base. CJ Cron, good awareness there to just step on the bag there as he was fielding that ball. Now at second and third with 2 down for Garrett Mitchell. He batted .291 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs in the time that he spent as a September call-up. 90 pitches for Fleury here. There's a fly ball. That one's into the gap. Nobody's going to get it. Bouncing off of the wall, and Garrett Mitchell delivers with a huge 2-run double with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And Columbus is scratching their way back into the game. They're only down by 2 now, 5-3. Good swing by Garrett Mitchell here, and I really liked what I saw from him in the month that he was called up onto this roster. He's going to be a full-time starter next year on this team, and he's got a very bright future ahead of him, I think, in this league, as that is a ball to Gleyber Torres, and an 0-2 count to him, trying to get Jack Flaherty through the 6th inning here. 96th pitch of his outing, and that's a swing and a miss. High slider, maybe not the best location there, but it does get the job done, and ends the 6th inning for Flaherty with his 8th strikeout of the game. And I'm assuming that's going to be the last inning for him here. 4 runs allowed, or 3 runs allowed on 4 hits in this game here as we get into the 6th inning. And the sound is still going to be a little bit messed up because I still have my microphone on in this game. But going forward after this game and going forward, my microphone was turned off, so there's not going to be any interference. You're not, and again, not going to hear my voice at all come through here in the gameplay audio. I'm not going to have to mess with it going forward. But that is a base hit here by Andujar. And it's a 5-3 game. Can Verlander calm himself down a little bit here and get through this inning? That's a fly ball deep into right field, but Rosarena has got it to get the 2nd out of the 7th inning. That's a huge out there. G.J. Stewart flies out. And now here's Vidal Brujan, and we go back to what he did to lead off the game. Back in the first inning, another look at his career first home run right there. As Brujan here, 2-1 count to him. Is a ground ball, and it's stopped, and they just go the short way. As that ball was in the dirt, don't know why that throw was so poor there to second base. But that is a 0, and a big one put up by Justin Verlander here. So we go middle of the seventh inning stretch, and it is a 5-3 game. So Evan Marshall comes out, and he was not very good this season, a 4.72 ERA and a 1.42 whip. But he doesn't have a lot of options, and this is where I am worried about this team here in the postseason, is their bullpen, and how can they possibly close out any games. Taylor Rogers is their only really solid option in this bullpen this year for them. And, okay, this is not a good start to the 7th inning. Evan Marshall is 3-0. On Corbin Carroll, not a guy that you want to put on base here, as a 3-0 pitch, and that was not even close there in that 3-0 pitch. So a 4-pitch walk right out of the bullpen by Evan Marshall, not a good sign here, as there's one on now for Yuli Gurriel, who's grounded out a couple of times in this game. And he's going to ground out once again here, and this one is a killer because it is a double play ground ball. I mean, tailor-made, and that helps Evan Marshall a ton there. He does get the first 2 outs of this inning just like that, and now the bases are cleared for Shea Langoliers. He struck out twice in this game already here. And Marshall looking at this pitcher. What did he come at it with? Here it's a changeup, and it was grooved right down the middle, and Shea Langoliers does not miss it. He crushes it to left field, and it's gone. 407 feet on that one, and it is a 1-run game for Columbus. 5-4. Langoliers has 9 bombs this season, and he gets his first here in the playoffs, and that was crushed. Yeah, line drive, bomb into the seats there, halfway up the row, in left field. 4.3 seconds of hang time, a 407-foot blast. And they're going to go right back to the bullpen here, bring out Adam Kolarek, who had a okay season. 1.47 whip overall, doesn't strike out really a lot of guys. I mean, concerning what else this team has, Adam Kolarek actually had one of the better seasons in this bullpen. So that really goes to show you something about how this bullpen played this year. If, you know, he ended up having a good season this year. That slider was way inside to Brooke Schnell there, and another walk. I mean, this inning is not over here. So Duffy here at the plate, and at 0-2 count. And let's see what happens here. Adam Kolarek has got to try to end this inning clearly. That slider is there for a strike. Okay, that was pretty borderline, I would say, but they give him the benefit of the doubt on that one down in the bottom of the zone. And 1-1 count to Duffy. And there's a stolen base attempt here, and Brooke Schnell has got it. Good stolen base there, I believe. That was a good time to call it. And now he's in scoring position. That's the tying run there at second base now. So a little bit of a 2-out rally happening here against Adam Kolarek in this 7th inning. As can Matt Duffy come through here? As that's a full count pitch. We've seen him come through. He's got pretty good clutch rating, I believe. But you know, we've seen him come through in the regular season at points, and this is a big pitch here. 3-2 count, 2 down in the inning. Here it is to Duffy. It's a fly ball, and that one is going to land. I think it will. In center field, and scoring is Brooke Schnell to tie the game. Matt Duffy does come through with 2 outs in the 7th inning, and it is 5-5. What a big swing by Matt Duffy, and a 5-1 lead has been erased by the Columbus Cardinals. And they've done it with a mix of, you know, contact here and getting some key hits and a couple of home runs, including one by this guy, Trey Turner, and a brand new bowl game here. And this is the issue that this Bees team is going to run into this season, with this postseason, was their struggling bullpen, and it just has not worked here in this 7th inning. They've given up the lead, and that is going to end the 7th inning. But what a big inning it was for Columbus. 2 big runs in that frame. Home run by Langoliers, big-time RBI hit by Danny Duffy, and Ryan Brazier comes out of the bullpen, and he was unreal this season. 40.1 innings, a 1.79 ERA, and a sub-1 whip with 40 strikeouts this year, below 10 walks. Yeah, Ryan Brazier was fantastic. Part of a really good, solid bullpen overall for this Columbus team, in my view, in the regular season at least. And here is Joey Wendell, and he is going to hit that one into the outfield here. Nobody is going to get to it. Just lands in no man's land out there in right center. So that's a hit for Wendell, his 2nd of the game. And that is the goal he had to run on base for Salt Lake City. And I mean, a fastball that, definitely caught too much of the plate up in the top part of the zone. And now it's Acuna. That's a swing and a miss there on Acuna. 1-2. 1-for-2 on the day today with a couple of RBIs. Had that RBI double in his, I believe that was his 3rd at-bat of the game. And he's got the go-ahead run on base here. Dangerous at-bat, dangerous hitter, good pitch by Brazier. They got Tyler Anderson and Cody Whitley warming in this team's bullpen here. But you trust Ryan Brazier trying to get this out. And that's a swing and a miss. Curveball below the zone, and a beautiful pitch by Ryan Brazier. Just filthy there to Acuna in a monster strikeout. One more view of it from this angle, and I don't even know the timing was really not that bad for him, but it was just, you can't hit that pitch there in the dirt. Almost just a perfect off-speed pitch there. CJ Cron, line drive. Wow, that ball was hit really well, but it was hit right to Garrett Mitchell in left. And there is out number 2. So here is Elias Diaz. A couple of hits in this game, including a home run single in his last at-bat of the day. And 2 down in the inning now, as Brazier is going to start losing him here in this at-bat. That's a 3-0 count now on Diaz. And Luis Torrens is on deck, who has not done anything yet today. We haven't really talked about him in this game so far, but that is a walk. That's ball 4, and now is going to come down to him here in this appearance. He's 0-for-3 on the day. A 240 average for him, 755 OPS, 27 homers on the season. He was very good this year for this Salt Lake City team. And Brazier with 23 pitches in this inning. That's a line drive, and it's caught by Duffy at short. That was just hit right to him, and that is a big out number 3. So, middle of the 8th, still a tie game, and the Bees kind of missed out on an opportunity right there to take the lead. They had base runners on, as there's a line drive here, speared by Andujar at 3rd base for the 2nd out. And Clark's still in the game here, trying to shut them down in this 8th inning. And he's got the first 2 outs of the frame. And Gleyber Torres trying to keep the inning alive as he swings and misses. Had a changeup there. Good pitch by Clark. Good game that we have here to start off this division series. And that is a swing and a miss. Curveball below the knees. Great pitch by Clark. And that was a solid inning right there. Good job for him in that 8th to keep the game tied at 5. So they take Brazier out, and he did have a lot of pitches in that inning, but he does get a 0 in that frame, and we bring up Cody Whitley, who does not actually have any innings this year. So it's kind of interesting to see if you just called him up when the playoff roster is expanded. And, I mean, he does have some years of pro experience, but I have no idea what to expect from him into the postseason. I don't even know what he really did in the minors this season. But either way, he's going to be the guy to pitch in his 9th inning, and he gives up a base hit immediately here down the line. As that was Duhar, I believe, who got that hit, and that was okay. Wow, throw back into the infield, but no move up from the runner there. And it's the bottom of this order. Jorge Mateo was at the plate, and he's going to try and lay down a bunt here, and it was hit really hard. They get the 1 out at 2nd base, but they have no chance of getting Mateo at first. And an interesting move. I get getting the lead runner out, but now Jorge Mateo is on base, and he has 99 speed. with like 80 some stealing or something like that. So he's probably going to immediately try to go to second base. He doesn't on the first couple pitches, but now he does, and it's a low pitch. I mean, just wow, no chance at all. Oh, that was an easy stolen base from Mateo there. And not even an amazing jump, but he just has such top-end speed that it's very easy for him to steal bases, at which he could hit more consistently. But now DJ Stewart is at the plate, and that's a fly ball, and it's caught in left field. Okay, big out number 2 here in the inning. A good thing that wasn't a fly ball into right field, or else Mateo would probably be at third base now. So big 2 down, 2 outs now in the inning. Big at bat here for the rookie Vidal Brujan. Guy with not a lot of playoff experience, or no playoff experience, barely any major league experience. And he's the guy that's called on here in this monster spot. Home run in the first inning, 2-2 count to him here. Fly ball, and it's into center, but it's pretty shallow, and Corbin Carroll is under it to make the catch. So that is the top of the 9th, and the go-ahead run was Mateo at second base. A big hit would have scored him for sure, but Whitley does his job here, keeps it at 5-5, and we are going to the bottom of the 9th with Alex Reyes coming out to pitch, and he was bad this season. Really awful, 4.98 ERA, 1.91 whip, because he had 50-plus walks this year. He walked 50 guys. So his walk percentage is just ridiculously low. It's like 20 or something like that. He does get a strikeout here to begin the 9th inning, but this is not the guy that I would call upon to not give up a run here. A guy that walks everybody and just had an almost 5 ERA this season. But again, the Bees don't have a lot of other options in this bullpen here. But again, Alex Reyes maybe not the guy I would have chosen. That's a fly ball by Langoliers, and he's going to drop that one into the outfield here. And Langoliers is going to go around first base and get into second, standing up with a double. So a big-time hit for him, and he's now in scoring position. And again, it kind of shows you the state of this bullpen here. Like a lot of other teams, there is no chance that Alex Reyes would be even starting here, or even on the playoff roster with numbers like that. But they just don't have anybody else to call up, even from their AAA team, that I am really confident in. As that's a fly ball into center, and Reyes does do the job there and gets the 9th inning cleanly. Doesn't even walk anybody in that inning. So here we go. Game 1 of this series between these two teams is going to extra innings. Alright, great start to this this series here. Great start to this postseason, really. Overall, though we didn't have the wildcard games last time, but now it really seems like, you know, once you get to the NLDS, this is when the postseason kicks into full gear. As here's Acuna up against Whitley. 3-2 pitch is a swing and a line drive. And of course, it's Ronald Acuna Jr., the MVP, who delivers in the clutch in the 10th inning for Salt Lake City. He gives the Bees the lead in the 10th, 6-5. His first homer of the postseason, 3 RBIs now on the day for him. And yeah, I mean, did you expect anybody else to come through clutch in extra innings for this ball club? What a swing by Acuna. Took a fastball and just absolutely killed that pitch. Line drive type of home run here. Let's look at this again. A couple more swings at it. And look at the distance here. 405 feet, 111 exit field. That ball left in a hurry. So that is going to be at the end of the line for Whitley there. They bring out Tyler Anderson, who pitched 18 innings and who had a 3 ERA. Pretty good numbers for him overall in a kind of a limited sample, but still pitched pretty well. And here is Diaz. He's also had a home run in this game. That was back in the 6th inning, his second at-bat, or second or third at-bat of the game. And can Salt Lake City add any more here? They're 2 down in the inning. Diaz has a 3-1 count on him here, and that one misses. A cutter outside for ball 4. So they do have a base runner here. And Terrence comes out. He's 0 for 4 on the day, trying to avoid going 0 for 5. That would not be great here for him. A 1-1 pitch is a ground ball, stopped at second base, and the throw to stopped by the shortstop. Throw to second base is in time. That ends the game, but man, what a swing by Ronald Acuna Jr., and that could be the swing that gets the Bees a win here in Game 1. Just need to get 3 more outs. So here's Taylor Rogers, and he had a he had a legitimately good season this year. 3.46 ERA. The whip was really good. He only walked 5 batters all season. 0.91 whip for him this year. 47 saves in 53 opportunities. So yeah, this is their best relief pitcher right here, and he does get an appearance, and I wouldn't be surprised if they even throw him into situations where he's not even a save situation. I'm just kind of surprised they didn't pitch him in the 9th inning, to be honest with you here. But he gets the first couple of outs of the inning all right here, and he even gets the speedy Trey Turner there on a ground ball. And now it's Randy Arozarena. 0 for 4 on the day here as they're down to their last out in this bowl game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a swing and a drive. Slider driven into the outfield, and Randy Arozarena launches a home run. With 2 down, he keeps the game alive for the Cardinals. What a swing! And it's tied at 6. Wow, Randy Arozarena coming through in the clutch to keep the game going. What a swing here with 2 down in the 10th inning. That ball was crushed. I think that's the longest home run that we've seen today. 439 feet on that one. 6 seconds of hang time, 109 exit velo. What a swing by Randy Arozarena. Playoff Randy arriving in a big way exactly when this team needed it, and not even Taylor Rogers can shut the door here in the 10th inning. And this bullpen for Salt Lake City, man, it is rearing its ugly head in this game. They blew the lead. Remember, it was a 5-1 game at one point in this one. They've lost that lead, and now they lose the lead in the 10th, and we keep going here in Game 1. What a game to begin this series. So Anderson pitching here in the 11th inning now, as that ball lands in front of Randy there in right, so that's a hit. And I believe now DJ Stewart is up here, and he is going to... Oh, it's stolen base attempt here, and oh wow, they would have probably got him out at second base, but the throw got away from from Duffy there at short, and Nick Magical was the guy that is on base now, and he's at second. So DJ Stewart here trying to come through in the clutch. That's a ball that is stopped by Torres, but there's not going to be a chance to get the out at first, and that was a big, stop right there. If that ball gets into the outfield, they might try and score Magical there, although I'm not sure if they would have. But now they bring out Lazaro Almenteros as a pinch runner. Okay. Lazaro Almenteros did not have a good time in the major leagues this season at all. But Vito Brujan is going to pop it up here, and it's not not in the outfield a little bit, but very shallow outfield. And Turner there makes the catch. That's a big out number 2 right there for sure for Tyler Anderson. And now here's Joey Wendell. 2 for 5 RBI in this game for him. And he's trying to come through in the clutch one more time here. It's a pop-up in the infield, though. And that is clutch, man. Wow. Tyler Anderson with 2 monster pop-ups forced in that situation. And Joey Wendell really upset with himself there that he could not come through in that spot. And Columbus has another chance to walk this game off. So Rogers, they're trying to push him for 2 innings in this one. It makes sense because of how poor the bullpen is for this team. But he's got a full count on Gleyber Torres here. And that's a swing and a line drive. It's caught by the third baseman right to Andujar. And yeah, Gleyber Torres, you can't hit the ball much harder than that and not get rewarded with a base hit for it. As there is 1 down in the inning for Corbin Carroll. 1 for 3 on the day, singled back in the 3rd inning. And that was at that time the first hit of the day for Columbus. And he gets another base hit here, back up the middle. And he is on. Okay, an 88 speed guy. Probably looking to steal a base maybe here in this situation. 2-2 count to Yuli Gurriel. 0 for 4 on the game so far as that sinker misses. Inside, Shane Langoliers on deck. has a key home run in this game for Columbus. But a big 3-2 pitch here. And that one misses. Ball 4. Walk and a couple of base runners here. And Taylor Rogers, I'm sorry, just not his day today. As he was just an out away from clearing the deck and getting out of this game. But he is going to be taken out. And now they bring out Jacob Junis, who does have some Major League experience but did not pitch at all for this team this year. And was a call-up when the rosters expanded. So, again, you know, crazy to put a guy with no experience into a situation like this, but not much choice for Salt Lake City. That's a swing and a miss. And Jacob Junis gets a big-time strikeout here of Shane Legaliers. That was a monster K right there. And, I mean, a good pitch. Legaliers out in front of it as well. But out number 2 in the inning. And Brooke Schnell 1 for 4 on the day. There's a ground ball. Stopped at shortstop. And they go the short way to get the outs and keep the game tied. What a job by Jacob Junis there coming out of the bullpen. And your first action all season at the Major League level. And you get out of the inning. So we go to the top of the 12th now. And Lucas Lucky is out here. And he's at a 1.96 ERA at a 1.04 whip this season. He was absolutely excellent this year. Really, really good. One of the better relievers in the game this season. That's a swing and a miss. Gets Acuna there, the most dangerous hitter with the strikeouts. And he does it with a really good pitch. One more look at it here. Yeah, a cutter there below the zone and at the knees. That was a fantastic pitch right there. And now C.J. Cron at the plate, 1-2 to him is a swing and a drive. Deep down the line and left, and it's gone! C.J. Cron, 29 homers in the regular season. A monster homer here in the 12th. And the Bees go back out on top. 7-6. And how about the squad there, the two guys that this team relied on all season, in Acuna and Cron, coming through in the clutch in the extra innings. And the Bees are back in the lead. Another crowd silencing blast, this time from C.J. Cron. And, I mean, those two guys, I mean, this team does have power. That is one of the things that they were pretty good at this season, especially in the middle of their batting order. 371 feet there on the distance on that one. Lucas Lucky did not give up a lot of home runs at all this year, but he gives up one there, and Elias Diaz is back up at the plate here. 2 for 3 on the day, has walked as well in this game. And now he's going to swing at this pitch, and he drives it. No way, they're going to go back-to-back. C.J. Cron and Elias Diaz. A home run parade here in extra innings for the Bees. Hits second of the game, and it's an 8-6 lead for Salt Lake City. Well, one run was not enough for them in the 9th inning, or in the 10th inning, sorry, and maybe, 2 runs will be enough here in the 12th. And Lucas Lucky, who gave up like 3 or 4 home runs all year, and, only like 10 runs this season, has given up 2 bombs and 2 runs here in extra innings. 402 feet there into the seats in left field. That ball was crushed. And they're going to go to the bullpen again and bring out Drew Pomeranz here, who had 50 saves this season, a 2.65 ERA and a 1.25 whip with 72 strikeouts. I mean, that strikeout ratio is crazy, actually. His K/9 was, like, ridiculous. In the 10s, probably. But now, Pomeranz here gets the final out. I mean, this team used almost their entire bullpen in this game. The Columbus Cardinals did. So, obviously, you want their offense to score you in the 12th inning, but I don't really know what they're going to do if that does happen going forward. But either way, you're bottom of the 12th inning. Jacob Junis trying to finish this ball game off. And he's got a strikeout of Matt Duffy here on a 4-seamer at the top of the zone. That was just perfect location there. And now Trey Turner gets a cutter. Strike on the inside corner. Turner 1 for 5 on the day with that home run earlier. Big home run at that point in the game where the offense for Columbus had done absolutely nothing. He got the first run on the board for them. And there's a ground ball, and he might beat this out. No, he does not. I mean, You're always worried every time that he gets a ground ball in the infield. You can't make any mistakes as an infielder because he's gonna be able to get on base for you. And once again, the game is gonna come down to Randy Arozarena for the second time tonight. And we know what happened the first time it came down to. He delivered with the home run, but now it's down to their last strike here as that slider is there in the zone. 2-2 count to Randy here. And it's on the corner! Slider for strike 3! Ball game is over, and the Bees hang on to win a Game 1 classic here in extra innings. Man, what a ball game in this one. And they win it 8-6. The Salt Lake City Bees, alright, go on the road and take the first one here from Columbus. And, I mean, again, I think this is a pretty even matchup. I would give the Cardinals the edge in terms of just, you know, I would have predicted them to win this series here, but the Bees came through when it mattered. They were in extra innings. They got the lead early, and although they lost it here with their bullpen blowing it a little bit, they do come through in the extra frames, and Jacob Junis gets the win for a couple of brilliant innings of relief in this one. Lucas Lucky, pretty terrible outing for him. He gets handed a loss in this one. Did not pitch very well at all. But Elias Diaz, player of the game, that makes sense. He had a couple of 2 home runs in this one. And Salt Lake City, the home run ball was alive for them. They got 3 or 4 in this one. And Acuna, 2 for 5 game with 3 RBIs. He was excellent. Wendell had a couple of hits. Brujan had that home run. Pretty much everybody in this lineup contributed in some way. 0 for 6 was Luis Torrens, so not a great day for him. Mateo was 0 for 4. But everybody else got a hit in this one. Stewart had a couple of hits in this game, and Duhar had 2 hits as well. And the top of the order, a lot of those guys were able to come around and score. And Acuna with a double and a home run in this one. Brujan had a homer. Crowan had a home run. So 5 home runs for Salt Lake City in this game. And a couple of stolen bases for them as well. Madrigal and Mateo stole bags. Acuna was caught stealing. And the pitching side of things, Flaherty, 6 innings for him, 4 hits, 3 runs allowed, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. He'll take that. That's a good start for him. But Marshall gave up a run. Colera gave up a run. Reyes was the only guy that actually came through cleanly, except for Jacob Junis in this one. Rogers gave up a run as well in the 9th inning. So the bullpen was definitely shaky for Salt Lake in this game. And that is, again, that's their biggest weakness, and that is their biggest concern for this team. I just don't think they're going to go very far in the postseason here with that bad of a bullpen. But we'll see. They did win this first game here. Columbus, their offense was good. You know, only a couple of guys without a hit. That was Yuri Gurriel, and Torres there did not have a hit, but everybody else had at least one. Only Corbin McCarroll and Shea Langoliers had multiple hits in this game. But a home run by Turner, Langoliers, and Arozarena in this one. Garrett Mitchell had a couple of RBIs as well. So did Danny Duffy. And the pitching for them, Eovaldi was not really that great in this one. Didn't really pitch like an ace. He gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Verlander gave up a run. Brazier, a scoreless inning. Whitley gave up a run. 1.2 scoreless for Anderson. Lucky, though, it's handed a loss. 2 hits and 2 runs with the home run there. And then Pomeranz was the last pitcher that they used. They used almost all their bullpen in that game. But what a good game to begin the postseason with, man. That was a fantastic bowl game there, and a win for the Bees on the road. And now we go to the other divisional round series here in the National League, the Minneapolis Millers, after their win over the Nashville in the wildcard game, facing the top seed in the National League and the team with the most wins in baseball, I believe. Although I actually don't know how much wins the Mexico City had. They might have had the same number. But the Monarchs here are the best team in the National League this season at 97 wins this year, and they're facing the Millers in their first playoff run here, as the Monarchs last year were playing in the divisional round. They lost to the Stars in the NLDS last season, and they're looking to go a lot farther here this season with Aaron Nola on the mound as their ace pitcher. And they re-signed him in the offseason. He was a free agent, and that was a big move. That was an important move for them to make. In the offseason, he had a 3.01 ERA this year, 1.13 whip. Pitched like an ace once again with 186 strikeouts. And here's Luis Arias, 298 average for him this season, 10 home runs, I mean, he got on base like crazy this year. The average was excellent for him. He does walk pretty well as also. And he will ground it over to first, there to second base. Well, let's look at this Miller's lineup, because this Miller's lineup is one of the best in baseball here. 234 home runs. That was first in the National League and only second behind New York total in baseball. We got Arias, Gavin Sheets, Fernando Tatis Jr., Chris Bryant, Julio Ramos, A.J. Pollock as well. And their catcher is Tom Murphy. Trying to remember who else I can think of. Jonathan India is on this team as well in the infield for them. But here's Fernando Tatis Jr., who has a 500 average in that first, in the wildcard game. He had a pretty big wildcard game there. Actually, you know, it's been a little bit since I reported that game, so I don't exactly remember what he did in that one. But he gets a base hit here into center field. And I believe he had 2 home runs in that wildcard game, I believe. And he gets a base hit right here in the first inning. And that was a four-seamer that was inside of the zone there. And he gets a hit on it anyway. And now he's still second base. Can't remember if he stole a base in the wildcard game or not. But he's got that potential there. And he is this team's MVP for sure. And was their MVP in the wildcard game. And here's Chris Bryant. Did not have a hit in that wildcard game, but now he walks here to set up first and second here with 2 men out. And here's Julio Ramos. Almost 250 average, 1 for 4 game in the wildcard, and a 797 OPS in the regular season with a 272 batting average. Can he come through right here? Big spot early on in this one. And it's a fly ball down the line. Trent Grisham moving, and he makes the catch in foul territory. That might actually be Riley Green there in right field. Makes the catch. So that's the end of the first inning, a scoreless frame. Here's German Marquez, a 3.66 ERA for him this season. 209 hits allowed, 1.26 ERA whip there. 153 strikeouts. Overall, really good season for him. One of his, I think it was better than last year for him. He was really good this season. Chris Taylor, 282 batting average, 884 OPS, 28 home runs at 86 RBIs. He was the best. I think he was the best overall hitter on this team, maybe besides Max Muncy this year. But he was so good as this team's leadoff man for sure. And he's one of his better years of his entire career, honestly, this season. And he fouls that one off. It was hit pretty well, but fouled it into, down the line there. That slider is going to be a strike on the corner there, bottom of the zone. A great pitch by Marquez for the first out of the game. And now it's Brandon Nimmo, and Brandon Nimmo is coming off of a pretty down year. He really did not get on base very much at all this season. You see his average, 226 average. He only had like a 330 on base, which is really low for him in his standards. He had a decent power stroke with 19 home runs, but yeah, he just did not get on base like he has in his career, and he really struggled in that department. He barely had a 1 WAR this season. So there's the lineup for this team, and their average was not very good. They were only 11th in the NL. Chris Taylor, Brandon Nimmo, Yordan Alvarez, Austin Nola, Max Muncy, Matt Chapman, Andy McCutcheon, Riley Green, and Bobby Witt Jr. there in the lineup. And yeah, they were not a high average team. They had a lot of power. They were one of the better teams with their home runs and their slugging this season. Yordan Alvarez kind of struggled this year. I would say this is not what I expected from him. I mean, he had 34 home runs and 93 RBIs, so it was not a bad year for him, but he was so much better last season. He had a 6 WAR last year for this team. So this year, 4 was a disappointment in that respect. Oh my goodness. What a catch by Gavin Sheets in the first down. That was crazy. He laid out. That was a ball that was going to go foul, and he laid all out for it like that. That was insane. That was one of the best catches I've seen in this game. That was crazy. But we're into the end of the first inning here, and we got no score. There's A.J. Pollock, 238 average, 25 home runs for him, and an 808 OPS. He was pretty good this year, I would say. And he is a free agent at the end of this year, so probably we won't be coming back to this team. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll offer in a contract to him, but that's a swing and a miss there. Forcing fastball for a strike. And that is the first out of this second inning. Aaron Nola gets his first K of the night, and Pollock was way late on that pitch for sure. With Jonathan India, 239 average, 728 OPS for him. He was okay. 0-2 pitch, and he's going to swing and miss at that. Wow. What are you doing there? Swinging at that pitch way inside of the strike zone there, and not even close to the zone at all, as that is going to end the top of the second inning here. Still no score, still only 1 hit for the Millers in this one. And so to begin at the bottom of the second inning here is Austin Nola, the star catcher for this ball club. An 800 OPS for him this year, 20 home runs and 71 RBIs. And he's got a 1-2 count against Marquez, and he's going to swing and miss. Inside fastball there, and he gets the strikeout. Marquez with his second one of the game. And I do like this offense. I think it is a strong offense. I think at times they can go stretches where, you know, they're not getting on base as much as you would like them to, but they have really good top-end power, and their pitching staff is pretty deep and loaded. And Max Muncy, I mean, he's the guy at the focal point of this offense this season. He was a great signing, one of the best signings that anybody had this offseason of any player, and because of how important he is to this offense overall, and he had an amazing season this year. And he is going to walk here, so there's got a man on first base for the newest edition of the Monarchs in Matt Chapman. Traded for him during the middle of the year from the Portland Chinooks, and he had a 27 home run, 75 RBI, 7 finish with a 746 OPS this year. And he's going to deliver here with a base hit into right. So his first playoff at-bats here with Kansas City is a single. And now it's Andrew McCutchen. 2 runners on here, 1 down. McCutchen getting to the end of his career, had 300 home runs. That was a milestone he had last season. 243 average this year, 21 home runs and 73 RBIs. Had a very strong season as his team's DH. And he will look at that pitch there outside. A count moving to 2-2 to him here. And that ball is swung on and drilled. Driven into left field. Back and gone! Andrew McCutchen with a 3-run homer. And the Monarchs are going to strike first here in Game 1. 3-run lead for them. It's 3-0 in the second inning. And McCutchen strikes again with a ball down the line into left field. And the Monarchs get on the board first. Here's Bobby Witt Jr., who struggled this year. Only had a 622 OPS this season. Really did not have a good year. As that one misses inside. And Marquez has walked a guy here in the second inning, and just being able to recover from that home run. How does he do it here? And how does he bounce back? Chris Taylor is back up again for his second at-bat already. Struck out his first time up. And he's going to strike out again here at a high four-seam fastball that was right there at the top of the zone. But Andrew McCutchen, you know, was in the playoffs with Boston last year in the first year of this franchise, and really, I mean, tasted some postseason success there. A guy that's looking for a World Series ring to really cap off what will probably end up being a Hall of Fame career, and he went to another team here that is, you know, at the top of their division, one of the best teams in the league, and he has been performing with them, and that's a swing and a miss for Tom Murphy. And the catcher position is one that the Millers have had a really hard time figuring out all season long. We had Pedro Severino hold up for a little bit for this team. He was really struggling. So yeah, their catchers are not very good right now. That is one position that they're going to need to probably address in the offseason. As that is a walk. And now Chris Bryant comes up, and he had a 295 average this year, 24 homers and 87 RBIs. I mean, his season was such a key reason to this team's success this season, as that's a cutter. Swung on and missed for a strikeout there, and a good pitch by Nola, who did work around a couple of base runners in that inning, but overall, so far has been pretty good, and he's working for the lead now. So you go bottom of the third here, and Brandon Nimmo back up again. 0 for 1 with a ground out, first time up, and that is a pitch that is below the knees for a ball. The count moving full to him here. Jordan Alvarez sitting on deck. 3-2, and he will walk Brandon Nimmo. So not the guy that you want to walk to bring up the other guy that's behind him, and Alvarez here, who, 0 for 1 in this game. Has that crazy power, of course. And now has a man on first base for him. That's a swing and a miss on a four-seamer there. Good pitch. Inside part of the plate by Marquez, who's got 4 Ks now. And that's a big first out in this inning here as Austin Nola comes up. Struck out his first time at the plate. And Herman's first pitch to him here is a fly ball. That one crushed deep into left field. And Austin Nola has left the yard. Home run, and it is a 5-0 lead for the Monarchs, whose power is showing here so far in this ball game. Second straight inning with a home run. 5 runs in the first 3 frames off of Marquez. And that one was a high arcing home run there that goes fair. And a couple of big home runs here. And the Millers are behind the 8 ball pretty early in this game as they end the 3rd inning with a 5-0 deficit now after a home run by Nola, who was really good in this team's last postseason series. And he is off to a good start here in this bowl game as well. 3 hits, 5 runs for Kansas City so far. So the offense has been doing its job. Aaron Nola so far has been doing his job as well. He has been shutting down this team for the first 3 innings. 1 for 4 was Ramos in the walk-card game. He's got 2 strikes on him now. And he takes a 4-seamer at the knees for a strike. And Nola's got his 5th K of the game. And I really like where he's been locating so far. He's been locating very, very well overall to these hitters. And he's got A.J. Pollock up, who struck out his first time up. And he's going to swing and miss at that 1-inch strike out again. 4-seamer high in the zone. Great pitch by Nola. Number 6 for him on the day so far. And he was way late on that pitch. When we'll look at it here. Yeah, way late on that high fastball there. And 2 down in the inning. Here's Gino Suarez. 0 for 1 in the game, and he's going to swing and miss. Inside 4-seamer there. That was pretty filthy. And Nola, a strikeout to the side in the top of the 4th inning. Great inning right there by Austin Nola, who is definitely in a groove at this point right now. So Marquez, it seems like his time in this outing is a little bit limited here. Might only go 1 or 2 more innings if this inning is clean for him. Riley Green at the plate, and he gets a strikeout there. 4-seamer high and tight, but right on the corner. So there's number 5 for him on the day. And Chris Taylor, 3rd at bat, flies it into right field, and it's caught by the right fielder. And Pollock has it there. So that's a good inning for Herman. Maybe his last of this game. We're going to the 5th inning now here. And it's still 5-0. And this team really got to start getting something off of Nola here in the next couple of frames, or else this bullpen was good this season. And that's another strikeout. That was a 4-seamer looking. He's got a few strikeouts looking, does Nola today. 8th of the game, and I mean his locations have been just so on point in this one. Really not a lot of mistake pitches to look out for so far. Here's Tom Murphy. And that's a 4-seamer there. Okay, Tom Murphy got a hold of this pitch. Alvarez at the wall. He's only going to be able to watch. That one is gone. Wow, Tom Murphy with a blast. Okay, only had 2 home runs in his time in the majors this season. But he does deliver here with a bomb and put the Millers on the scoreboard. 5-1 ball game now. And, I mean, you work your way back 1 run at a time. Here, if that's how you got to do it. As, I mean, that was a no-doubter from... that was a no-doubter from the batter there. And, I mean, just an absolute bomb there. Chris Taylor diving, stopping that, and beating it out. Good hustle there by Arias, and he's on here, and now that's a base hit. into right field, and Green brings it in. But back-to-back singles here after the Tom Murphy home run have set up 2 on and 1 man out, and you got to face Fernando here in this spot. This is the biggest spot that Nola has faced, and the most difficulty he's faced in this start so far, to say the least here. At 84 pitches already, so this might actually be his last inning today. As that's a fly ball deep into the gap here, and that one is going to land. And Green has trouble chasing it down, allows 1 run to score, and they're going to hold the runner at third base, though. So another run comes across. Fernando Tatis continues to keep delivering. 2 for 2 today. He's got another RBI to his ledger so far in this postseason, and it's a 5-2 game. Chris Bryant can really make things interesting right here with this at bat. It's a ground ball stopped by Chapman, and that is not going to do anything there. That's an unproductive out. Exactly what they could not take in that situation right there from a boy Chris Bryant. And now 1-2 to Ramos, and he pops it up behind the plate, but straight up, and Nola's going to make the catch, and that is a pretty brutal pop-up right there, and they only get the 2 runs in that 5th inning. They could have gotten more there if it was 2nd and 3rd and 1 man out, and they cannot add to that. They cannot cut any closer to the lead. So Sixto Sanchez comes out, and he was not very good this season, a 1.45 ERA there, 116 strikeouts, but an almost 4 ERA. Here we come out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nimmo 0 for 1 on the day so far. And here a 2-1 pitch to him here. That was a sinker. That was high in the zone. And Nimmo's got a hold of it, and he drives it over the wall. Gone. Nimmo with a home run. 19 of them in the regular season, and that's a big one there to keep the lead at 4 runs for Kansas City. 6-2, 3rd home run of the game for the Monarchs, whose power, again, a attribute for them, a strength of theirs in this batting order. And we've seen it so far today, 332 feet on the distance there. And Max Muncy's going to swing and miss. Oh my goodness, what are you swinging out there, Muncy? That was a terrible swing. But Nimmo comes through here with a big home run. And 6 hits, 6 runs for the Monarchs, 6 hits for the Millers as well, but they have not been as productive with those hits. Have not brought in nearly as many runs so far. So 2-2 count to Gino Suarez here, and it's a fly ball. Green on the move. Can he get there? He cannot. He has good speed, but he cannot reach it, and that's going to be a ground rule double for Eugenio Suarez. And with Nola at 99 pitches here, we'll see if they go to the bullpen in this situation when we look at that swing and that double there. But Nola will 100th pitch of the game here in the 6th inning. And they're going to try to get him to pitcher. They're keeping him in this game. Jonathan India going to line that one into the outfield here. Alvarez is up with it, but they're going to hold the runner at 3rd, so no scoring there from Suarez, and a couple of hits here are going to force our hand, and we're going to have to take Nola out of the game. They're going to force the Monarchs' hand, I should say, as Nola is going to come out of the game, and, you know, he'll get a pretty decent start in this one, 5.1 innings. He's responsible for the guy on 3rd base. Should get credit for the win, I believe, if the Monarchs hold on here. Will Harris, 49 innings this year, 3.62 ERA and 1.23 whip. He was pretty good overall this season. And Murphy at the plate, 1 for 2 with that home run, and that curveball was kind of a dangerous location there. But Tom Murphy 1 for 2, and yeah, only a 606 OPS this year. I don't actually know how many games he really played in even this season. But not the guy that you would think would come through in a big spot, and that's a ground ball to Chapman. And they just decided to go the short way. I probably could have thrown it home there to get the runner at the plate, but want to get the sure out first. And so that's another RBI. That will be a ribby for Murphy here, and it's a 3-6 game. Luis Arise at the plate. So that run, by the way, charged to Austin Nola, or Aaron Nola, sorry, and Here's the pitch there. Line drive, and that one's going to land in the outfield here for a base hit. And coming around and scoring is Jonathan India. And big time swing from Arias, his third hit of the game. And it's a 2-run lead now in the 6th inning. So this game has gotten close here, and Gavin Sheets has a ton of power. He's had 39 home runs this season with 92 RBIs and 901 OPS, so he is a dangerous hitter for sure. And an 0-2 count to him from Harris is a line drive right to third base, though, and caught by Matt Chapman to end the inning. And he will start off the bottom of the 6th, but a big frame there for KC, or for the Millers, rather. They get a couple more runs, and only down by 2 now as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. So here's Chapman to begin this bottom of the 6th here. Still against Sixto Sanchez. And the first pitch is a swing and a drive from Chapman into left field. That one is deep, and that one is gone. Matt Chapman leaves the yard. His first of the postseason. And the newly acquired addition here is going to make an impact in this first game of this series. It's a 3-run lead back again now for the Monarchs. And a big swing from a big-time player in Matt Chapman, who had 27 bombs in the regular season and 351 feet on the distance. That's why they went out and got him. Chris Martin comes out of the bullpen. He did actually pitch an inning already and got an out, but did give up a couple of runs, at least 2, maybe even 3 there, according to those numbers. But yeah, how about that contribution from your trade piece there? And now that's a ground ball into the gap here with a man on first, and they're not going to try and score the runner there, but that is a double. Who hit that? That was Riley Green who hit that ball. His first hit of the playoffs here so far. And the Monarchs are not done here. They're looking to continue to add on to this lead right now. We'll look at this swing from Green. And a good swing right there for him. As Bollywood Jr. is out the plate, 1 for 1 on the day. And he's going to pop it up in the infield. The runner's got to move back. It's caught by the shortstop. And that is a unproductive out right there by Bobby Witt Jr. So now the top of the order comes back up again, and Chris Taylor is 0 for 3 on the day so far. This would be a good spot to get your first hit of the night. 0-1 pitch. That sinker is there for a strike. Okay, 0-2 count. 2-2 to him now. And that's a swing and a miss. Slider there, and a good pitch by Martin. Gets out number 2, and he might actually work his way out of this inning. We'll have to see if he can get that last out, a 9-inch break on that slider. Pretty filthy pitch overall there. 1-2 now to Brandon Nimmo. Chris Martin trying to keep the game at 3 runs, and he does with a strikeout of Nimmo there on a high fastball. So the lead remains 3. Matt Chapman coming through with a huge home run there, and the Monarchs have less hits than the Millers do right now, but 3 more runs as we go to the 7th inning. So the Monarchs going back to their bullpen again, and they bring out Mike Myers. Okay, he had an over 5 ERA this year, and a 1.47 whip with 32 walks. Okay, I don't agree with this person to put in the game. I mean, it's a 3-run lead. So I get maybe you don't want to use your like top guys, but it's still a 3-run lead with the heart of the order coming up here for the Millers. I don't understand it. That's a line drive that falls into left field for a single, and another hit for Fernando. My gosh, he's 3 for 3 in this game right now. He has just been on fire to begin the postseason. And here's Chris Bryant. That's a ground ball, and that is a killer double play. Man, that is pretty brutal right there. Huge double play turned, and now 2 down with nobody on for Ramos, who is 0 for 3, make it 0 for 4. Strikes out on a high fastball. And Mike Myers is not the guy I would have chosen to start that inning off. I think the CPU needs to do a better job of putting in right relievers. I think that is one of the things that this game really struggles to do well. Like, why is Jake Brent's the guy to come out here in the bottom of this inning? I don't know, but he had a 6 ERA this year with 18 innings pitched and a 1.72 whip. He was awful. But here we go, bottom of the 7th inning, still a 3-run lead. Yordan Alvarez is at the dish here. He's 0 for 3 on the night so far. And he's going to swing and miss. Slider there, bottom of the zone. Good pitch by Brents. And out number 1 here in this inning. One more look. Yeah, late on that pitch there is Alvarez, who's going to go 0 for 4 here in this game to this point at least. Max Muncy 0 for 2. And that's a ground ball. Little chopper to first base. And just a reach out of the leg there for Sheets and a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Brents. So here's a good move. They bring out Dylan Flo, this team setup man who was so good this season. 31 holds in 50 innings, a 2.88 ERA, and a 1.18 whip with 57 strikeouts to 22 walks. He was excellent this season for the Monarchs as their setup guy. And he's got the 8th inning here with A.J. Pollock beginning the inning. That's a sinker way in the dirt. No business swinging at that pitch. You're not going to ever hit that pitch there. As here it is, a 2-2 count, and Pollock is going to go the sinker, and it's a perfect pitch right on the corner. I mean, that thing was just so well located there. Out number 1 in the inning. Now it's Gino Suarez, and he's going to swing and a miss and a fastball there. Really similar spot to the strikeout that we just saw. I mean, just a perfect fastball down at the knees. I mean, just what are you going to do with that pitch? You know, Suarez was way early on it. And even if you do make contact with it, it's probably not going to have anything happen because it's so well located. And that's a fly ball, and that one's pretty routine there. Alvarez and left, and how about that inning right there for Dylan Flo? He just came in, completely shut the door down with a couple of strikeouts. And now we go bottom of the 8th inning here. Brett Martin comes out, and again, you know, maybe you could use one of these relievers in multiple innings. I don't know. You don't need to use your whole bullpen. But Brett Martin, 1.64 whip. His whip was pretty high. He did give up a lot of hits this year, as he will start the inning off against Matt Shep. 2 for 3 on the day so far, as that is a sinker at the corner. Wow, perfect pitch right there to Chapman here with a big-time strikeout to begin the frame. And one more look at this location. I mean, just absolutely perfect right there on the corner. So McCutcheon is back up again, 2 for 2 on the day, and he's now going to fly this one deep into left field. Back at the wall is a left fielder, and he's home again! McCutcheon, his 2nd of the game! And a 4-run lead now for the Monarchs. They add a little bit of insurance here via the bat of Andrew McCutcheon. Wow, he really wants that World Series trophy before he retires, doesn't he? 343 feet on the distance there. High arcing home run. And we're going to go to the 9th inning now. And the Monarchs bring on Andrew Chafin. 3.94 ERA and a 1.48 whip for him this season with 44 strikeouts. And I mean, they do have their closer up and warming in case anything happens here. As that's a line drive. And that one is going to land, and it will. Bouncing off the wall here in foul territory. Extra bases for the hitter there. I don't remember who was that actually. That was Arias again. Was it? Is that his 4th hit of the game for Luis Arias? Just wow. Okay, he's popping off in this one. That's a ground ball. First base has it covered, and Chafin has the bag covered there for the 2nd out.
Now back, second base.
Man on 3rd base here with 2 down, and what? Oh, okay, Tim Bastar comes out, and he was not very good this season at a 1.52 whip with a 5.19 ERA. What? Why do you not let, why did they not let him finish the inning? I'm so confused. Fernando, you really think that Tim Bastar is a good matchup against Fernando Tatis Jr.? He gets a ground ball here to shortstop, and that's a throw to first base, and it's in time to get the out. Okay, I'm just really still confused and really lost about that move you just made right there. It didn't make any sense. But Tim Bastar does get the 1 out that he needed there in that situation. And the Monarchs close out game 1 with a win. So they take this one. Their offense was pretty potent all game long. A lot of home runs for them in this one. And Aaron Nola gets the win for 5.1 innings pitched in this one with 4 runs allowed for him and 8 strikeouts. And German Marquez saddled with the loss. Didn't really pitch all that great in this game. And the bullpen for the Millers was also not great either. Cesar Sanchez gave up a couple of runs. And, yeah, not a great bullpen outing for this team either. Their offense was fine. I mean, Tatis was 3 for 4. He's batting .625 in 2 games. That's crazy. Arraez was 3 for 5. I thought he had 4 hits for some reason. The top of the order was great. I mean, Sheets, Tatis, Arraez, all those guys, you know, all 11 hits. Oh, wait a minute. What? No, 8 of the 11 hits came from the top 3 guys in his batting order. Bryant Ramos and Pollock did nothing in this game. Suarez, India had a hit. Murphy had a home run and 2 RBIs. Tatis is way up to 5 RBIs in the playoffs in 2 games. That's crazy. But yeah, the pitching overall was not amazing in this one. Marquez gave up 5 runs in 4 innings with 5 hits. Gets the loss. Sanchez gave up 2 runs in an inning pitched. Martin came through but gave up a hit and a walk as well in his outing there. Brents was the only guy to not really get touched, not have anything happen to him in his start there. Martin gave up a home run. And a lot of home runs in this game for Kansas City. They had 1 from Nola, 2 from McCutchen, 1 from Nimmo, and 1 from Chapman. 5 in total, with McCutchen absolutely popping off. 3 for 3 game, 4 RBIs, scored twice, and walked once. That's crazy. What a game for him. And everybody in this batting order, except for Chris Taylor and Max Muncy, had a hit. Yordan Alvarez did not actually have a hit either. But there's a look at the line there. Muncy with a couple of, Nola with a couple of RBIs, Nimmo and Chapman with an RBI. And then the pitching, Nola was pretty good. Did give up a lot of hits in this one, but still only 8 hits, 4 runs allowed. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts does get the win. And then the bullpen did not give up a run. The bullpen was good in this one. They used too many pitchers in my book. I don't know. I still don't understand why they only had Chafin pitch 0.2 innings there, then bring out Tim Bastard for some reason. That was really confusing. But anyway, they get the win in this one, and they have a 1-0 series lead in this one. So that'll do it for me in this episode, guys. We'll come back next time with the American League Division Series. Those are getting underway now in the next day. So we'll have those 2 games for you. Postseason is in full swing. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be updated when I come out with more of these videos. You don't miss an upload from me here. And thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you're in the path of this storm, this winter storm that's coming up here, stay safe out there, guys, please. And have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And I will see you next time. God bless.